Hey everyone, it's Paul Milsom, your boy, and I'm here at Actors Lab in Brunswick. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? We've got my guest here, and he doesn't need any introduction, of course, but it's been like bloody 2 years.
Two and a half.
Fucking years, and
Yeah.
yes, we can swear, not a problem at all.
Oh, brilliant. My kind of town.
So, Peter Kalos.
Yep,
How you say it?
yep. Yep, fine with me. How are you? I'm looking at you in the screen. Brilliant. You said I could talk for 3 minutes.
Go for your life.
My God. If I had to pick one issue, I would, in 3 minutes, I would love to tell people don't understand how much work things take here. From writing to acting, it takes consistency, it takes years, it takes a lifetime. And people always say, yeah, but I heard someone who did something in 24 hours. And I'm going, yeah, can you watch it? Can you sit through it? And most times you go, oh, I can or I can't. Do you know what I'm saying? And people always tell me, I heard about someone who wrote a script in 2 weeks, but there's a good chance that that person had that script in their mind for years or made notes for years. It takes work, and we need to learn to ferment our work. As writers, to rewrite and to rewrite again and to rewrite again. And as actors, same thing. A very good friend of mine in LA said to me once, you take your characters or you take your script and you throw stones at it when they're on a tree. So, everything you find that you think is an out, what if that couldn't happen? What if that couldn't happen? To really find such refined choices as a writer, as an actor, and especially like a lot of young writers, when they bring me scripts, I've got scripts everywhere. 80% of them, I tell them a voiceover or flashback. And I say, guys, really, let's get beyond that.
Yep.
In LA they call it a nail in the coffin. Always flashover, voiceover. And I say, could you tell your story without that? Same as actors. Most actors pick what's on the page, but great actors find things on the page that other people don't see. A certain behavior, a certain something. Stella would say, how long have you been sitting here for? We just sat here, but if we sat here for 2 hours, there might be a cup of coffee here, there might be something else.
Yep.
So those things aren't in the script, those things directors don't tell you, and good actors do. They say, hey, we have to refine our choices. That's what brings your work. It's not one little thing that makes amazing acting, It's all those little things.
Stella, as in
Stella Adler, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all those little things that take your work to a whole other level. They take time to find, to ferment. And if that's anything I would tell actors is, guys, take your time, research, explore, do it again. You're young. Most of you out there young. You don't have kids and a family and all that stuff. You have no excuse not to do this every day.
Okay.
Otherwise it becomes a pipe dream.
If you want to talk about anything else, like maybe your biography, you want to talk?
Oh,
There's heaps of stories.
All right, I got to go to rehearsals. But there's about 5 people in the other room waiting. I was born here, basically. I left here in '89. And one of the most amazing things was when I got to LA, I remember I landed on a Friday, it was Martin Luther King Day, and Stella Adler was around. And I went to her class like that Monday. And what was amazing was when you're in front of her, I mean, she just gave you zero breathing room. It had to be good. And she wasn't polite. She wasn't nasty. By not polite, meaning she picked up everything and she expected you to pick it up. Why are you sitting like this? Why are you wearing a jacket? Why is your leg crossed? Why are you sitting like that? Why are you sitting like this? And then she'd ask you, and the big thing is, it's not about making choices that are just because I feel like it. Do they make sense of the script? I tell directors, I tell actors, the script is the master. The script defines how big your canvas is. The script defines what your choices can look like. And we don't do choices for any other reason, or interesting choices for any other reason, that does that choice tell me something more about the meaning of the story? Does it tell me more in a different angle? Does it reveal something about the character or about the story? And that's what makes it amazing.
Does it give it justice?
Does it give it justice? Does it give it something else? And I go, oh, I never thought of that. And the other thing you should always say is, if I could see this with the volume down, what can I see in behavior? Because most people just sit there talking.
Yeah.
And it's this. talk. And you go, oh God, I'm going to go sleep. Meaning I could stay home and read the book then.
Yeah.
Why do I need the actor on stage? What can you do without it? I want behavior. I want behavior of little things. I just scratch my legs. Does your character scratch your legs? You have to be aware of that. Once you find these things, which takes time, how do you ferment them then into a character?
Yeah,
Yeah, but based on not just an interesting choice. Why does the character need it or not? If you don't need it, don't do it. Don't, someone said don't bring sand to the beach. Don't just bring things just because it's interesting.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, you don't need it. But if there's something in the script that tells you something, then you go, aha.
Yep.
That's a choice that's worth doing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm here now, and I want Melbourne to work. And we have to work together. We have to work as a community. LA takes care of their film community. They really go out of their way to support each other and help each other. We have to do much more of that because we are, behind. Our product is, and we make films and people, I don't enjoy when people say to me, well, it's good for an Australian film. I go, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be good for an Australian. It's either good or it's not. I don't care where it was made. I want it to be good. You know what I'm saying?
I understand you have to head off really soon, but if you could just please tell my fans and whoever's watching, just what do you think your opinion of the Australian film in the future? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Very hard question.
Money is always a problem, but money is not the excuse. Meaning you can still make a good product with less money. It's just knowledge or lack of knowledge. As I've said in the past, writers need to rewrite. It doesn't cost anything to rewrite. Compare your material to what's going on, especially now. We have access to everything going on in the world. So when you put something out there online, people can just compare it. It's so much easier for people to just click and say, no, this is boring.
Yeah.
And you gotta...
Everyone's an editor.
Everyone's an editor. And you gotta get them so fast.
Yeah.
You have to be so specific with your choices. So that when I see that, I go, it's already got me. One thing most writers make, like for writing, for instance, they say, oh, I've got the good stuff coming up later. The good stuff has to be there now. But their brain goes, well, where do I go from there? That's the adventure.
Oh, I had writer's block for probably 2 years personally.
Yeah. Right, that's a big part of it. Writer's block. You just stare at the blank page. But see, if you don't sit there and write, it's not going to happen.
Like, I've got this idea,
Yeah,
but it's useless.
And
you need to put it on paper.
You got to sit there and put. Yeah, people come and say, "Can
Notepad."
People say, "Can I tell you about the script?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want to hear about the script." Same as acting. There's no work here, so you've got to work so much more.
Yeah.
And have a schedule. Without a schedule, nothing happens. Absolute nothing. I saw that show. It was the Beatles. It's called 8 Days a Week, and Paul McCartney talked about it. He said when they first started getting their shit together, it's when the manager said meet here every day 10 a.m. Without that, nothing happens.
Yeah.
If you don't have a regular schedule, you watch how much time you waste as an actor.
So treat it like a 9 to 5
it's
or
a
12.
Job, of course, it's a job. Otherwise, of course, it's a job. Otherwise, it happens when you feel like it. And months go past, years go past. It's a job.
This is
every day.
This could be why bands break up, maybe.
Yeah,
arguments and
arguments.
Things.
But if you have consistency, it gets you further. Consistency. You build a ritual. You're making it real. You're not just talking about it. Anyone can talk about it. I don't give a shit about talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have people all day long. I'm very passionate. Yeah, great. We're working.
Yeah. So
have consistency. Have a schedule. Actually treat it like it's work.
Yep.
And then you build that habit, and then you create something. Otherwise, it's all talk.
Now, did you want to say anything else, Peter, or you want to wrap it up about now?
I'm okay.
We can keep talking.
We can, but I've got to go rehearse.
It's been great.
It's been great. We'll do this again. We'll do this again. Lovely meeting you. Hi to everyone.
Maybe?
And keep working. Keep working. Don't stop. Don't let anyone tell you not to do it, because that's the worst thing that happens.
The naysayers, I nearly quit myself. So
yeah,
that's what's part of it. You got to admit, you got to admit to people, sort of thing. The universe. Let's talk about the universe.
Well, look, I'll tell you about the universe. Someone. Every time I go somewhere outside the industry, people say, "What are you doing?" I kind of mumble, and it's funny how many people say, "Oh, I've always wanted to do that." And I say, "Well, we're doing it. We're poor, but we're doing it." And I say, "Why didn't you?" "Well, family, life." And I say, "Well, we had those choices too, but we chose. It's a choice. It doesn't. People think it just happens. It doesn't just happen. You make the universe come to you.
Yeah.
But people don't realize how much work that is.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. And nothing does.
And then there's people who have no idea what you're talking about when you say the universe. They're
Yeah.
interesting conversations.
They're interesting conversation, and you can talk about it all day. But like I said, I can sit here talking about the universe all day, or I can go next door and rehearse. And I'm going to go next door and rehearse to get things
The
happening.
dinner table is a very good technique. I don't know if you've heard of this before.
Tell
Like
me.
you just think about who you would like at your dinner table.
Wow.
As in, I want to meet. Like I personally want to meet Robert De Niro and Al
Right.
Pacino. There's all this. So you just when you, before you
No, you don't. You don't.
in the morning.
But they'll be too busy. They're working.
Yeah.
There's a saying in LA, there's no room at the top.
Hmm.
To meet them, they're going to go, yeah, great. Yeah, I'm busy working.
But then there's certain people that you want to meet, and then then you finally meet them, and then you're like, oh my god,
They're busy working.
Yeah.
When you finally meet them, you realize that they're busy
Well,
working.
they're assholes in real life.
Well, irrelevant. The point is they're busy working. It doesn't matter if they're assholes or not. The point is they're busy working.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, till we get that level, we shouldn't judge anyone. You know what I'm saying? Till we're at that level.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we've got
That's
a bunch of critics here. People say, I don't like this. I'm like, I
Oh,
don't
is
give
it a
shit
crystal
what you like.
ball?
That's a crystal ball. People, I say to
We'll
people,
grab the proper.
There you go. I tell people, I don't care what you think. Where's your work stand? There's a crystal
Peter,
ball.
you want to look
know
at
what
the
I'm saying?
crystal?
We'll put it right there. There you go. There's the top of the crystal ball. All right. And the crystal ball is saying work. It comes down to that.
Yeah.
Because everything else is just talk. Everything else is just talk. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to work. Like I said, you got to treat it like meat and bones. Work, work, work.
Yep.
And don't let anyone stop you.
Yeah.
That's it.
I nearly stopped. I nearly quit. You know, obviously it's one of the hardest things to put your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to just say one more thing to do with.
Fuck the door.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, fuck the door. What door? I hear people in there, how do I get my foot in the door? You don't. Just do your work.
Was it one of, I think it was Heath Ledger or someone who was lying on his mate's couch for 2 years in Sydney.
Everyone lies on people's couches. Everyone. But at the same time, they're not just lying on the couch having a few beers.
Yeah.
They're working.
Yeah.
They're working. I read somewhere, we mentioned about, what's her name, Margot Robbie. She said, while I was on Neighbours, I used to go to an acting class every Sunday for about 3 or 4 years. So she used that time of having employment and doing that, and she trained. And that's,
Yeah.
yeah, she's gorgeous, but she's not just gorgeous. There's a gazillion gorgeous women there. But she's got a certain, capacity as an actor.
Yeah.
That takes work and discipline.
I'll say one more thing because you got to go. I heard she was in an audition with Leonardo DiCaprio before The Wolf Street, and she actually thought to herself, "I'll try it. I might. They may not want to work with me again."
Yeah.
She did it. So she went in and she went
Of
and
course, you
pashed
have
him,
to. But
kissed him,
all that
or no,
stuff,
slapped him in the face,
whatever she did.
and she got the part.
The point is, we don't have those options.
Yeah.
Till we're in the same room with DiCaprio, we have to do our own work. Meaning, if you're here, that's your reality right now. So your reality, start with that.
Yes.
Because to talk about all this other stuff is irrelevant.
Of course.
DiCaprio
And what
doing-
works for
Start with where you're at, build from that. That's all. That's not only that. That's the reality of what you've got.
and what works for you may not work for me. Is that
Correct.
how-
Yeah. Try everything.
Yeah.
But you got to deal with the realization of where you're at. All of us are at different levels. Say that's my reality, and then build from that. Otherwise, you can talk about all these other people. Who cares? They're busy doing their thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Well, thanks so much, Peter.
All good.
It's been great meeting you and watching you and your students.
And we'll do this again and again.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take the crystal ball.
I'll
over
get
there.
my people and you get your people.
Yeah, my people.
I'll have my people call your people.
My people are in the other room waiting for me. Take care, everyone. We'll talk.